So you have to wonder, is it possible that Aries is raw? And is it also possible that that is on this side here, brother cousins? That
Hey,
is six scale mafia. Are you kidding me? We have a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and dive into it because I know you want me to say it. So wait for it. Wait for it. Right now.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you.
Yeah, that's a way to kick this off. Cobb, Vanth, Cad Bane,
yes.
Dead Deputy, the Dead Deputy. That'd be a great base, wouldn't it? Like, or part of the freaking something. I'd love that.
Yes.
There's no chance that he's alive, right, guys? The Dead Deputy.
Don't think so.
Listen, everybody, welcome to Aries is Raw. And in case you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'll be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with Six Scale Mafia, along with Brother Cousins toy reviews.
Hey.
Come on, baby. We have a lot to discuss tonight. It's Wednesday night. Anthony, Six Scale Mafia, it's been quite a ride since the Chinese New Year, really since, March now, coming into April. Things are getting a little bit crazy. Things are getting announced. Things are getting released. How are you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I know it's been a drought. It's been a drought now, as they say, and then now comes the storm, right? I mean, that March felt like almost felt like an eternity, though, didn't it? I mean, it was a little slow in April, or I'm sorry, February. Not too slow. We had a couple announcements, one or two releases, and then we thought it was just going to be February, but no. That whole month of March, we didn't get anything. So it's I'm excited. We got a lot coming. Just got to be a little careful. That's all, because a lot's about to hit us, I think.
Yeah.
You said it, brother Cousins. Like Scale Mafia said, here comes the storm. But like Shane O'Mac would say, here comes the money. Here we go. Money talks.
Money. Yes. Absolutely. I mean, I agree with Anthony. It was March just dragged on, but I think I think the storms are brewing. We're about to be in it. Get your umbrellas, get your raincoats, get all that together, because here we go. Because once it comes, it's gonna flood. It's gonna be flooding.
Oh, and I have a funny feeling that TK FOMO is going to be doing a little bit of a rain dance in this storm, and maybe using Mary Poppins' umbrella. We're going to have to find out, see if the Hot Toys Wizard takes on that likeness. But listen, for all you who are in here, welcome to Aries is Live and Raw. My special guests, Brother Cousins in house, Jay from Brother Cousins, Anthony from the Six Scale Mafia. We're going to have a great old time tonight. We've got stuff to talk about when it comes to Star Wars Hot Toys. We got stuff to talk about when it comes to Marvel Hot Toys. Everything going on here tonight. Let me know, what table are you at? Because I've got a little bit of spotchka left, but we need another Star Wars announcement or a release. Is it possible that when you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to get something like that? Maybe spill your coffee. Maybe spill your coffee so much so that you have to start drinking your off-world Jawa egg juice. I got that on tap. I've got the damn wizard juice because I brought the wizard juice, Anthony and Jay, because later on in the show, I know you guys brought your wish list. This is the wish list. I did this with Fabio the other night. I don't know if he's in the chat, but I'm gonna get to the chats here in a minute. We started the wish list, the countdown on Monday, because Monday's show was April 4th, guys. And that was exactly 1 month away from May 4th. So now we're continuing the countdown. So with this wish list tonight, there's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. Just whatever you wish upon a star. A genie grants you 3 wishes. The Hot Toys Wizard, come on, baby. There's no limit. Get your wish list ready for later in the show. Everybody in the chat, Jay and Anthony, myself, we will look at all of those. No matter what you say, it's good. If you want to say Babu Frick, do it. If you want to say Watto, it's all good. Put it in there, man. We'll be, come on. But listen, what table are you at? Because I'm going to fill up first table 5 because Grogu is thirsty. And you have to wonder, who the hell is sitting at table 66? Anthony, Jay, a very dangerous table.
Good, Annie, good.
Listen, Anthony, you're 6 Scale Mafia. You really don't fear that Emperor, do you?
No, not at all. Yeah. Not at all. I'll sit at table 66 all day.
Guys, let's go ahead and say hi to some of the people that are in here. I know a lot of us do that when we do our live shows. We got JB in the house, guys. Howdy back to you.
Hey.
Nice to have you in here. A friend of TK FOMO is in the house, TK592. I'm sitting at the LA port just like Boba. Like a Vanth. Clone Trooper is in the house. Cantina advisory. Drinking coffee or being possessed by the Hot Toys Wizard can trigger a bowel movement. Well, listen, you got to talk to Jay about that because at Colt 45, he took on the likeness of the Space Pimp. I don't think you had any effects, or did you, Jay?
No, not too many effects. I mean, a mild headache, but that was about it. But I think the mild headache was brought on by dizziness of drinking too many. It was a hangover of drinking too much Colt 45. But yeah, it's pretty good.
so the Colt 45 is kind of like it. It's kind of like an antidote. It'll protect you if the Hot Toys Wizard takes on your likeness.
Exactly.
6 Scale Padawans in the house. Hello, gentlemen. Is Cad Bane about to show up? And he says, Anthony, yes. Come on. Well, listen, I say yes too, baby. And there he is. Fabio is in the house. Come on, Fab's Figures.
Hey.
That was a fun show. If you guys didn't see the show that Fabio and I put on Monday night, you got to go back and see that. We had a good old time. We started the wish list. We're going to do it again tonight. Brandon's in the house. What is going on? Best guys in the industry on the panel. Well, thank you so much. That's kind. So many great guys out there that we love and we're friends with. But we'll take it. We'll take it. We I think us 3 are okay, right, guys? We're okay.
We do all right.
Yeah, we do all right.
Yeah.
Philip the Fool, my last giveaway winner, I believe. What is up to you, my friend? Good to have you in here in the house. Joe P is in the house. Brandon Altman is in the house. Dark Dorian is in here. What is going on? Enjoying some very nice cold spotchka. Well, if you're enjoying the cold spotchka, then you are probably at table 44 with these guys.
Oh, really? You're cold?
Yeah, it's a little damn cold over there. Collector Chris, hello, back to you. Mary Poppins. Hey, we got to get some umbrellas. Why not hers? I mean, she seems to have a good old time with it. Eric Alexander is in the house. What is going on? Best Car Kid, Collector Joey. The Collector number 1. What a great supporter. Hit that like button, he says already. And grab your spotchka for the show. Collector number 1. We're going to get something tonight. What do you think? What do you think? Or we're going to have to wait till Sunday night. What's going to happen? Frogman is in here. What's going on? Ready to drink and spill some coffee. Primetime Reviews is in the house. Good to have Primetime in here. That's awesome. DT Artman and Fabio again putting in here. And Alel, back to you, my good friend. And we're gonna do it again, Fabio and I, by the way, next Monday. So right there, a little bit of announcement. Next Monday, Aries is Raw, 8 p.m. Eastern. Look for another one. Fabio and Aries. Community Arcade is in the house. Marco Polo, what's going on? Valiant Archer, Chris Elliott, Ashley Chase. Good to have Ashley in the house as well. 6 Scale 501st, Eric Alexander. The Thor is in the house. Clone Trooper. Right now, let's go. And if I miss some of you, just go ahead and keep putting it in the chat. Sean is in the house. Good to have Sean in here. House of Collectibles is in the house. Fat Batman's Collecting Nightmare. Man, I just love that name, Jay. The Mandalorian Huntress is in the house. I'm waiting for a round at table 69. Okay, well, this is where this guy jumped on table 69 today. Here you go.
That's where the fun begins.
Good to have you in here, Huntress, for sure. Continuing on. If I missed some of you, my apologies. Is in the house. What is going on? Is in here. Good to have her in here. And you have to wonder, is going to be joining me as part of the panel next Wednesday at the same time at 7 p.m.? And I say yes. So a little bit of an advertisement there for sure. Darth Drez. I love every time I see his avatar. This is all I want to do, guys. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. All right, so let's go to the first thing. We already have 51 in here. Go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you so much for watching Aries is Raw. And look, the first thing I want to go to in here is, let me bring this up onto the screen. I was a little surprised by this because I wasn't expecting this gentleman, but I'll bring this up. And this is Wenwu. And it looks like that they changed it. I mean, if I go back to exit the full screen, Hot Toys says here, it's been a while since the last time we shared news on Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings collection series. And we can't wait to present the updated head sculpt of Wenwu collectible figure. Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to start off with you, Jay. I didn't know that they couldn't be waiting to do this, because I didn't think that they would be. Taking our crafting skills to the next level, the enhanced head sculpt displaying impressive accuracy and fine textures beautifully illustrates a high standard of workmanship. Have a quick look at it. It looks fantastic, like everything that they do. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, that's the thing with Hot Toys. They do men of a certain age very, very well. And this looks way more accurate to what he looked like, his appearance on screen. Way more accurate. And I think it's funny. It looks like the difference between this one and the first version of the prototype was the fact that I believe he looked a little younger. I think this one is a more accurate depiction of how of the age he actually is in the movie. And I mean, it looks great. The shading on the skin, right above the shading on the skin, the folds in his skin around the eyes, it looks perfect. It's a perfect head sculpt. And I'm glad to see them actually, go back in, because they do this every so often. They'll show us a prototype, and then they'll show us later on, about 6 months later or 5 months later, they'll show us an update of that figure. They've done that. I think they did that with the 1-to-1 scale Baby Yoda Grogu. They did that with that. That's how gave us the articulated mouth with him. I think they did that with several other figures. That come to some of them I can't remember exactly which ones, but they do this every so often. And I think this was a great one to do this with, because the first one wasn't bad at all. I think if we would have got that, we all would have been happy. But this is definitely great, as we've been seeing with InArt and J&D and Queen Studios and all the Queen Studios / InArt. They have to step it up. It can't be any more questionable head sculpts, and we're seeing them being very reactionary now. They're definitely putting a lot into the head sculpts. I think the whole Tony Stank situation kind of put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, even though that seems like a long time ago, actually.
The taste was still there. I know what you mean.
Exactly. But now it's like, I think they're being very careful on their head sculpts and what they put out, and they're being very critical on what they put out. And even though we all got to remember, this is still a prototype. When it goes to production, it does tend to get a little soft. But once you have that prototype perfection, even when it goes to mass production and it gets a little soft, it's like anything. If you start off I used to do I used to record music and stuff like that. And when you do a good recording, when you do a great recording, that's what you need. If you start off with a great recording, and then when you duplicate it and duplicate it and duplicate it, it does degrade a little bit. But if it was a great recording, once you duplicate it later on, it's not perfect to what it was, but it's still good. So you always want to start off with something great. And I think with this prototype, they're starting off with something great. So I think it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I think it looks phenomenal too. And Anthony, before we go to you, says the head sculpt is so perfect. And Community Arcade puts in Wenwu, my daddy. Come on. I understand your passion. Putting this in here from Valiant Archer. I didn't think it needed to be improved.
Yeah.
I didn't think so either, but it really does look better. And I agree with that as well. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Yep. Very sick, says Ashley. Dark Dorian says the head sculpt looks crazy. Continuing to go down. Valiant Archer says also appreciate the increased communication from Hot Toys. Anthony, let's go to you. That's a good point, and something I want to bring up too. I didn't sense from the community, and I'm obviously on a lot of shows and pay attention to the community. I really didn't sense a whole lot of backlash with this Wenwu figures. As a matter of fact, I think people really, really liked it. So I agree with Valiant Archer. It is a nice surprise to see Hot Toys reacting this way. Is it possible, Anthony, that Hot Toys is starting to take a proactive approach, where before people would even say anything, that they're trying to go maybe even an extra mile now to show their quality, to show their excellence and attention to detail? Because quite frankly, if you don't get any pushback on something, why even fix it? So I think that this was actually a good PR move on their part, especially when there's really not, at least from my view, I didn't sense any backplay with this.
Well, 2 words, Queen Studios. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because like you said, right, oftentimes they'll look at a formula, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it type situation, right? They didn't have to go the extra mile, as a lot of people have already pointed out in the chat. The sculpt initially was already pretty great as it was. It looks a lot better now. I saw a lot more of the close-up photos that JC Hung put out, and phenomenal looking. Talked a little bit about it this morning, but I really feel like they did this because of Queen, because they have a new competitor in the market now. We saw the situation happen with, they put out an updated sculpt of the Robert Pattinson Batman, and then 3 hours later, Queen Studios put out an updated sculpt from their department. So it's like this neck and neck kind of situation going on right now. And honestly, I feel like if Queen wasn't around, they wouldn't be showing stuff. We wouldn't have saw the Batman update. We probably wouldn't have seen this update. Oftentimes, as Jay noted, that they do from time to time update, But more often than not, they wait until we get final product photos, right? Like when the Endgame Hulk came out, they showed the final product photos, and they're like, "Hey, by the way, check it out. We updated the head sculpt." Like same day, you know. As we all know, in the Star Wars world, same thing happened to Rey and Kylo. You know, Rey looked a lot better. They didn't show that until final product photos. So it's interesting that now, I mean, we know he's not going to come out yet. It's got a long way to go for the Shang-Chi figures to come. So it's a little surprising that we're seeing it right now, but not so much, right? Because of this whole Queen situation. I feel like they're trying to not necessarily be more transparent, because they're, you know, Hot Toys is very private with their dealings, but it definitely seems like they're trying to communicate a little bit more with the community now.
Well, listen, no, those are very good thoughts. We're going to continue with that. And you're listening and you're watching, depending on if you're watching it, depending on if you're just listening to it as a podcast or in your car, you're at work, you're watching Aries is Raw. We have got Scale Mafia with great points right there, brother cousins. We're talking about Wenwu right now. We're opening up a can of whoop ass. And that's the bottom line. I told you to enjoy yourself because the Dark Jedi said so. All right, so listen, I'm going to play devil's advocate to this, Anthony. I'm going to get your and Jay's take. I don't really feel like that doesn't make sense to me, okay? Because Queen Studios, it makes sense what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense what I'm trying to say, that Hot Toys would be reacting this way. They are so far and above whatever Queen Studios doesn't even have a figure out yet. And quite frankly, that Joker looks, in my opinion, fantastic, but it does have makeup on. It would be an easier path than someone without makeup, where you got to get all the facial features. And really, Hot Toys has hundreds of figures out, and I would think at this point, this is how they should be reacting.
Who the is that guy? Who the is that?
And here's the thing. That's why I'm going to play devil's advocate to it, because Queen's going to come out with a studio the end of the year. Maybe it's a few months delayed, which is apropos. It's going to be fantastic. I already talked about it. They're going to knock it out of the park. It's going to go out of the way. They're going to have another figure. You figure maybe in a year or two they have a dozen figures, or I don't know, 15 figures. That's like, it's not a whole. That's not like, I mean, Hot Toys has to come out with 15 figures by next week to kind of keep up with a lot of this stuff. I was talking about it with Fabio. Like, they better start putting out 2 at a time. I don't know. Is this really? Because, I heard some, and it was good speculation. And Anthony, I'll bring this back to you, and then we'll go to Brother Cousins so you can follow up on the point. Some speculation that, the KX Enforcer droid was an answer to Queen Studios. I just don't see that, because that's a lot of months and months of planning with Disney and contracts. They don't just decide to do something like that in a week. Number one. Number two, the answer for Ahsoka, it didn't matter if Queen Studios, ABC Studios, XYZ Studios came out with something. They weren't, that shit was done a while ago. They were just waiting to put that out. So I really don't think that they're really answering. But I know that there's been some instances, to your point, where it looks like they have answered with these other companies, like, haha, don't come near us, don't touch us, and they answer and they do this. But it kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense playing devil's advocate. The other company doesn't even have anything out yet, but go, baby.
Well, that is true. They don't have anything out yet, but they are a threat. They are a threat to some capacity, no matter how big or small. They're still a threat now. They're in the game of 6 scale, and Hot Toys doesn't like that. But to answer question number one,
that's a good point, because maybe they just don't like that. Maybe they're just shocked that somebody else is calling their shot. Saying, I'm going to enter this ring. And it could be, that could be a huge part of it, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely that. I mean, Howard Jan really, this is like his world. This is his world. We're all kind of living in it, and other companies, essentially. So when somebody comes out that's showing equal to or greater than, craftsmanship, it's a threat. It's a threat. Again, no matter how big or small, it's still like, hey, yo, you're kind of stepping in my yard, you know, in that respect. So the first part, though, I'm curious. So the KX Enforcer, I don't think that's an answer to anything. I feel like
too much planning, right? Too much planning.
Yeah, and it's to me, it doesn't feel like there's any relevance whatsoever. I think KX coming out was a perfect means to an end for the current situation with Hot Toys being 100+ figures behind. And you know, they're like, you know what? Everything we have this Mando helmet already. We have all the mold for K2SO. We have a base from Iron Man. Let's put it all together. We don't have to put in any R&D. We don't have to do anything. It's all reused materials. Change up the paint a little bit. No sculpt. This is easy money. Get an announcement out. Collect some pre-orders. Let's get the drop down on the price of the K2SO on the secondary market, you know, which it has. I've noticed. I'm seeing it for like 500 now instead of 7, so it's dipping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's dipping. So I don't really feel that was relevant. But even though Queen doesn't have a figure out yet, we can all look at the prototype Joker and be like, wow, this is stunning. You know, there's a lot of quality of life. That's the major part here. It's the quality of life. Showing off die-cast weapons, magnetic bases, real wood and metal, you know, real world clothing, like, you know, fabric materials like wool, nylon, things like that caught their eye. And the second part they caught is that Queen is being very communicative with the community, whether they're jumping on interviews, whether they're creating polls on Facebook, you know, sending out messages, things like that. My camera just shut off. But I believe I fixed it. But at the end of the day,
I can hear you, bro.
I fixed it. All right, as long as you can hear me, I'll try to fix it again. You know, they basically, they're worried about it. They're like, wow, this company's out here. They're talking to everybody. They're doing all the things that we probably should have been doing, but we had no competition, so we just kind of went at our own leisure, you know? Right. So I think that's so it's not like a huge threat, right? Like you said, there's not like a dozen figures out. Well, look at all the attention that Queen is getting. Yeah. Hot Toys is like, hey, wait, why aren't we getting the attention? What about us? You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So
no, it's a good point.
That's kind of my point, I think.
And Jay, let's go to you. An answer to that, and then on top of that, Jay, Darth Drez puts in, no one complained. Why update this? But go ahead, go.
Yeah, I agree to that. I mean, the whole thing about with people saying that, hey, they put out K2, the K2SO, the new K2SO, KX Enforcer droid. They put that out because of Queen Studios. I don't buy that at all. I mean, when I saw that episode of Mando, what was that, episode 6, episode 5 or 6? I think it was episode 6. When we saw that episode and I saw that whole scene and I saw those droids and I saw how it was reminiscent of Terminator, me personally, I was like, oh, we're getting those droids. We're getting those. Just like them showing the 501st. Excuse me. Ugh, I'm to turn it off. Just
that
like
was that was the Hot Toys wizard, by the way. You just hung up on him. No.
Oh man. Damn. Probably gonna give me some cool updates. Oh man, damn. Probably gonna let me know what's coming out.
I have a funny feeling he'll call back, dude, or he'll interrupt the show later.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean that had been in the works. That absolutely 100% been in the works. So I don't think that at all. I think, harken back to what Anthony was saying. Yeah, they've been the king of the hill for a very long time, and they want to always be in the conversation. And then you have this new company, which they're not known for doing 1/6 scale figures, but they have stellar products with their 1-to-1 scale bust and all that, and statues and everything. So people know they're top quality. They're big shits in their own right. But when it comes to 1/6 scale, it's like, oh wow. And I mean, they knew The Dark Knight is big business. They know people that property has a real big fan base, and they were able to open the doors and work on that and give us something, a stellar, prototype, if you will. Looks like that it's going to be a stellar product once it's in hand. But to Hot Toys, yeah, they always want to be in the conversation and they want to make sure that they stay on top. No one complained about Wenwu. No, they didn't. But why update? Why update? Because I think that's what's going on now. I think now they're scrutinizing everything that they have done. And I mean, I think we all know here, we're all avid Hot Toys collectors. Everybody here on this panel, everybody in the chat, we know there's times when Hot Toys phones it in. They phone it in with certain figures. They do. And then other type of figures they work very hard on. I mean, like you look at Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, perfection. You look at trying to think you look at the Don Cheadle, just because I'm looking at it. You look at the Don Cheadle Iron Patriot. That head sculpt is stellar. It looks just like them. They do that a lot. And then sometimes you have incidents where they kind of like rush it out the door where it's still good, but it's just not perfection. Nothing in life is perfect, but damn, they're close with a lot of them. So I guess what they're doing now is they're making sure they're scrutinizing and they're looking at all of these properties and they're making sure that everything is tight knit and looks good so they can remain on top.
Well, listen, Anthony will be right back. He has some difficulties, and Fabio wants to know, Jay. Anthony, stop buying electronics from Dito.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Fabio, very, very, very funny. Anthony will be right back in there. I always hate I get those problems sometimes too. Hi, Aries, just tuning in. Hi to you, Punisher. Come on. Bro, no idea, Fabio. LOL. Yeah, that's some funny stuff. LMAO going back. 6 Scale Separatists, what is up to you as well? Van City Collectibles, Clone Wars Anakin shipping in March, still waiting. Haha.
Wow.
6 Scale Mafia rebooting something. He's going to be rebooting and coming back in here. He will be right back. So, look, I'll give my thoughts on this, Jay.
Yeah.
I don't really buy, and this is just my opinion, but I think you guys bring up good points. I don't really buy that Hot Toys is answering to Queen Studios at all. I really think it's the McGregor effect. Now, they could have your ego gets hurt, someone else is getting attention, that type of thing. I don't know. I find that kind of hard. I feel like there's a desire in the community for Queen to throw some punches and go in there, but just looking at it from a business sense, I just don't see how it's even possible until they at least get a dozen figures out under their belt, and let's see what happens. But is it possible with this, whether I'm right or that point's right, or it's a combination of both? Because a lot of times the truth lies in the middle anyway.
Yes.
With this particular figure here, could this be something? Because even Darth Dres, various people said in there, this figure didn't look like there was a problem. Now that this came out, I do think that this is superior to what they had. Is it possible that this was an actor complaint? Is it possible that this complaint actually came from representatives of this actor, perhaps Disney themselves, and Disney had them actually do this where they felt like they needed to do that? What's your opinion on that? Because I'm not hearing a whole lot about that today, but I think that that's something we may need to talk about.
Absolutely. And and that's something that we don't think about. Like, actors and the representation have to sign off on this for their likeness. And he could have liked it and said, hey, I think it looks good. And then Disney could have went back and like, well, it looks good, but we can do some updates. Or it could have been a thing where he liked it and be like, wow, this looks good. Maybe we should have another draft though. And they could have asked him, said, hey, can we show the prototype? And he said, yeah, fine, show the prototype. But they probably had something in the clause like, hey, I do want a revision for it. And then they went and did the revision, and this is the revised version. That's a good point. Like, a lot of us don't think about it like that way. Like, this stuff has to be signed off. That's the thing. And I think there's some actors, it's all in the eye of the beholder. I think some actors that are that are familiar with Hot Toys or are familiar with the collecting community, or some of these actors are collectors themselves, and they may look at stuff and be like, hey, that not bad. Maybe we can tighten this up here. And then you have some that are not as engaged, and they're like, hey, a figure's being made of me, I get another check for that. Oh, great. And they don't pay and they sign off. They don't really, they don't care that much. They care, but it's like good enough, but who knows? It could have been, hey, let's go another draft, another round with this. Or like you said, most likely it could have been Disney, it could have been big Disney, it could have been Mickey Mouse or Grogu himself saying, hey, let's go back to the drawing board with it.
Well, listen, you brought him up, so now I got to fill him up. Maybe he's sitting there with Popsick at table 5. Or listen, I know we're talking about Wenwu. Maybe he is sitting at table 88 with the Michigan Jedi. "501st, 501st, 501st." I still can't freaking get over that. So Anthony, that's a good point because we were just discussing while you were coming back on. I think Fabio was saying you went and bought a new camera off him or something like that. All kidding aside, I hate when that happens because it's happened to me as well. But glad that you're back. One thing I think that we may need to consider is maybe the actor had a change of heart. Maybe there was something going on at Disney and some reps said that this is not the way we want this portrayed. And another point besides that, before I put this up on here, is a very good point from Dark Dorian putting this up on the screen. He says this figure would be highly received in the Asian market, which is true. Of course, they want to make sure it's perfect. Maybe there were some representatives coming in, the Hot Toys themselves, Secret Base, whatever, and we're complaining about this, even though, there wasn't heavily over here. Do you think that may have been a reason?
Yeah, that's something we don't think about often. I shared this for you. You can check it out if you'd like in a little bit on the screen. But so the thing is
sure,
they absolutely is right. Being highly received in the Asian market, they want to really nail it. See, this is what JC Hong put up earlier last night, so you can really see the difference. I mean, you can really. Can I zoom it in a little? How does this look on the stream? See how this looks on the stream.
Now, which is the new one? This is the new one?
Yeah, so this is the new updated. Maybe I can get like right.
Yeah, I mean that's just
there.
That's like you could. That's like a family photo, dude.
Yeah,
it really is.
I mean, honestly,
it really is. It's almost crazy.
It's crazy. And like a lot of people in the chat and ourselves included already said that the original already looked like pretty good, right? It was pretty great. No one was complaining, nothing, and then boom. I mean, this is very, very, very good. This is like the level,
I would say tremendous.
Yeah. I mean, because
hyper-realism.
I thought the Boba 2-pack sculpt was great.
Yeah, I hope we keep going down this road, right? Because you were comparing that, Anthony, to the Peter Cushing and Alec Guinness had sculpted. You're like, oh, and now you're looking at this. It's like it keeps going.
Like, I know it just there's sky's the limit with these guys. So it's just they're in no danger, of course. So I don't think it's a direct retaliation with Queen, right? I think you could be right that maybe the actor's likeness wasn't very well received. I don't know though. I mean, because like we all thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put that back up on the screen. I'll put up Anthony this one, and this was the one that I think no one had a problem with, and it's not as good as what you're showing and what they show, but it still was good. I didn't hear any complaints on it.
Honestly, he looks about 10, and it may be because of the softening of the painting, but he looks about 10 years younger in this one.
He does look younger. He does.
He looks younger in this one. I think the new one is a more accurate description of his age. And it just overall looks better. And what we're looking at more detail in the face. We're looking at more line work in the pitting and the lines of his face. And I mean, like you said, it looks like a family photo. This looks photorealistic as well, but it's just something about that other one that's just, it's amazing. It's hyper. That's hyper realism. This is just a good looking. It's a great looking figure. But that other one, I mean, that almost looks like a photo.
Yeah, you can see. I know there wasn't really complaints, right? But I know when these first dropped, I actually remember when they dropped because I was live streaming when they dropped. So all of us on the panel pulled it up and looked at, because they did both of these, Wenwu and Shang-Chi, and the initial reception was Shang-Chi looked better. If you guys remember, I think Jay, you might even have been there. I don't remember, but we were like, that one looks really good. This one looks pretty good. Yeah. Now, none of us ever said it was bad, but I remember that in comparison, it was a little bit. We were like, he could be a little bit better looking, but still looked great. But this is like, okay.
Yeah, I think the community, people like competition. Competition makes things better. I mean, look at everybody knows I'm a big WWE fan. Um, Back in the day during the Attitude Era, they had that competition with WCW, and it put both companies on their toes. And I think that's how you got some of the best, how some would arguably say some of the best wrestling, some of the best TV, throughout history, that whole era. Because good competition makes better products, and it's only good for this community. We get great products out of it. For a while, Hot Toys has been King Dingaling. They've been they've been the king of the mountaintop. But now them seeing another company come back and straight up challenge them, they don't care. And they know Queen has a ways to go. They know they have a way to go. But it's like, we're Hot Toys. How dare you? Hold up. Because at the end of the day, this company, they're all business. We get it. They're businessmen. But it's a lot of artists over there. And it's a lot of artists, passionate artists over there. So it's like, you challenge my artistry. Okay, here we go. And I think that's what we're saying. And I think that's good. Or it can just be a thing of, like you said, they just, the actor wanted to wanted them to redo the head sculpt. But I do think.
No, I think you're right, Jay.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off on that one, but that's something to consider, because we'll do that in our field.
Absolutely.
Jay and I do a lot of either photo editing or video editing, creating, and we could see somebody put something out, whatever. Maybe they made like a commercial or some type of advertisement, and we're like, dude, I could do that way better.
Exactly.
And there is something of that, because being in any kind of field of art, there's competition within that circle as well.
Absolutely.
And when you see somebody put out a sculpt that looks great, like top notch, you're like, dude, I could do this. I could do this better. You get kind of inspired by it almost,
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
It's a great point, and that couldn't be part of it. But going to this here, and if you can just blow that up again, Anthony, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely uncanny on how good this looks. And it does. I mean, if you put that in a family photo album, I bet you somebody who's going through the photo album, guys, they don't even think twice. Like, oh, is that a Hot Toy? No one's going to even, it's going to be like, wow.
They wouldn't know,
it's like, it is. And I think, Jay, you mentioned it. It's almost scary how realistic this looks that these are getting. And that's another thing too. And, we can talk about this here. I thought this was a really, really good move. In really diving into this with both of you and everybody here on the chat. By Hot Toys to kind of jump on top of this, whether it was because it was more of, hey, remember us, because we want to look how good we can do, like you said, Jay, artistry, and it's not so much ego, but it's like, hey, they put a lot of passion in their work, whether it's with that or whether it's something down in the Asian market and some people there weren't satisfied with this, whether it was Disney, whatever it was. At the end of the day, from a business perspective, there wasn't a whole lot of hoopla. It was like, oh, this will be great. We hope the final production photos will be better. But for them to jump on top of this now and to put something like that out, I think is a good move by them, Jay, just from us like, wow, you didn't have to wait for someone to bitch at you. You went ahead and took an initiative. And on top of that, Jay, to get your guys' opinion on this, I've been noticing too, at least from the Star Wars side, it seems like normally it does get softer as it goes. But like when you talk about these figures that have been coming out, whether it's the Kylo, whether it's the Rey, whether it's the Tamora Morrison head sculptor, they just seem to be getting better and better by the time the final production photos comes out. So I don't know if they're doing extra work on the side before they even put out with these, but they seem to be exceeding expectations in some capacities.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree with that.
Yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
I would just like to say, being we're all being collectors, for a while, and looking at the timeline of Hot Toys. Again, we'd mentioned, or I had mentioned, how good, Tarkin looks, and original Obi-Wan, and they're starting to show a little bit of age, but they still hold up well. But when we go now to 2021, 2022, we're noticing. I mean, we looked at. I mean, Fennec Shan looks amazing. Casca Reeves looks amazing. This Wen Wu looks amazing. Ahsoka. You see where I'm saying that they're ever evolving. So whoever they have working on these now are not the same artists that they had then, or some of them just got better over time, as only natural in a field, right? The more you practice things, the more you're into. You generally get better over time. Exactly. You learn, oh, that didn't work so well this time.
We all get better at our shows.
Exactly. The more and more you do, you get comfortable in your environment.
Exactly.
And better things come. So now, that's a big thing. And I know a lot of people, and I don't mean to necessarily bring it back to Queen, but I know there was so many people that were like, oh, Hot Toys is screwed and this, and there's no, they're not. They have the Marvel license, they have the Star Wars license, but most importantly is they have the talent. And we see it time and time again this year with releases like this. Now, yes, not everything they do is a home run, but neither is any company. But when they hit it out the park, they hit it out the park. You know what I mean? So there's no competition there. I mean, what surprises me the most when looking at this photo, if we zoom in even more without it getting too pixelated.
Oh, baby, look at that.
Just the pores.
Yeah.
The pores themselves, the little nuances.
Age spots, all that.
All of this is here. The wrinkles, right? You see all these little discrepancies everywhere that, to the untrained eye, but when you zoom out, it gives you that full picture. And I tell you, whoever's been doing the sculpted hair lately has been kicking it. They've been knocking it out of the park. Sylvie, Loki, as I mentioned, Fennec, Casca. I mean, their sculpted hair is.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's
say
almost
enough.
to the point where, because I've seen there's third party. Well, not just third party, but there's custom people that would do custom hair, even short hair. They'll do like rooted hair for head sculpts, and I think I saw Thor like that at some point. But the sculpting of the hair, as you're saying, Anthony, it's amazing. It's like they don't even need to do like rooted hair. The sculpting of the hair is immaculate. It damn near, from a ways away, it looks like it's sculpted. And I just think that has a lot to do with paint application, the update of the innovation of their paint applications and everything. They're constantly innovating. And I think that's what we asked for all this time. And I think we're right. And I think we all can agree here that Hot Toys is innovating their head sculpts, and no other company. I'm just going to say it. I don't even think Queen Studios at this point can keep up with the volume of figures that Hot Toys is producing and looks good. Because there are some figures that are bad, but they have way more wins than losses. Mm-hmm. Way more. You brought up Tarkin, great stuff. We're talking about figures like Tarkin and several other Star Wars.
You recently got
that's a good point.
Tarkin.
Wins and losses. That is a good point.
Right.
Not to interrupt, but
no. I was just gonna say you recently got your Tarkin Invader, so that's kind of fresh to you. Yeah. Knowing how old that figure is, that sculpt still holds up really well, right? You can tell it's showing a little bit of age in comparison, but by no means is it.
It holds up. It really holds up. I just did a collection tour and just went back and just looked at like all my older Star Wars stuff. Even Farm Boy Luke looks good. That one shows a little bit of age, but looks good. But that Tarkin is spot on. That was what, 2017, 2018? I think
so.
It looks good. It still looks good.
Dude, I was just looking at both of my Hans earlier today. The Han Stormtrooper disguise from A New Hope. It's an older figure.
Yeah.
The A New Hope one, without the smirk. And I was like, holy crap. Those things, I mean, they were pretty damn good. I
Yeah.
agree. The Luke ones getting a little bit outdated. Still great. I do love that A New Hope one, but
Yeah.
I was even looking at that Luke, and it's not as old as the Han ones. The Luke Return of the Jedi figure, those head sculpts.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn nice, man.
Pretty
And
damn
there's
good.
so much you could do on the angles and the lighting.
Yeah.
But Boston Collector's in here. I feel like a
Mm.
youngster again, staying up after 7 p.m. What's up? Good to have Jonathan in here. Hope you're doing well. And welcome everybody who's in here. 85 now in Aries is Raw here on a Wednesday night. Let me ask you something, baby. Did you hit the like button? Let's go. Come on. And is it also possible that Jay and Scale Mafia and brother cousins here, you guys, that they gave me their wish list for May 4th for later in the show? And I say yes. And do you have your wish list ready? There's not going to be any wrong answer. We're going to do that a little bit later in the show. Right now, we're talking about Wenwu, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up, guys. And just putting really this picture back onto the screen. And before we move on to the next topic, that this really was, pretty good. But the other one is just, as someone would look at this and be honestly, especially if they're first coming into Hot Toys, Anthony, and be like, "Holy crap, this is incredible!" And then they put out the one today that you were just showing on your screen, and it is. It's like I dare say it's like twice as good.
It is. It's a night and day difference. It really is. It really is. Sometimes it doesn't appear to, and I don't even want to say the untrained eye because I don't want to come off snobbish, but like when you're working with, because I work with a lot of figures and photography for work as well.
Mhm.
By no means am I the greatest, but when you're constantly looking at close-ups and comparing and trying to get the right light, the right angle, you kind of get a little. Your eyes start to notice things more and more. It's like anything, like what we're talking about. The more you do something, the more you start to either get better at it, and when that particular situation, I mean, when you really start looking at these things, like you go back and forth, really look at it, there's a huge difference. It's not a subtle change. I mean, the likeness was already kind of there to begin with. It's just I couldn't believe
it
all.
that
You're
damn
like,
good.
wow.
Yeah. Well, listen, let's go into the next topic, and I'm going to pull this up onto the screen, gentlemen. And in case you don't know, or anyone in the chat knows what the screen is, this is 6scalecantina.com. And if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. It not only has all the latest news on 6 Scale Cantina and your Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington. It also has all the latest Star Wars Hot Toys news as well, and all your Star Wars Hot Toys secondary market trends, whether figures are trending up, whether they're trending down, and what their value is within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. And you can see here your latest news. Here's the banner from the show. So if you bookmarked it, you would have known we're going to go live. Aries is Raw. You see special guest brother cousins, 6 Scale Mafia. But what I want to do is go down to behind under the biggest movers section to this section over here. Star Wars Marvel comparison, Hot Toys 1/6 pre-orders and in-stock comparison. So we had another official announcement today, and this one was from Marvel. Of course, we got the KX Enforcer droid for Star Wars, which puts the 1/6 2023 pre-orders at a whopping 4, baby. We've got 4 of them in 2023. But, with this other figure we're about to discuss today, 30 pre-orders now for Marvel in 2023 alone. Wow. And you can bet your ass it's going to be well over 40 before the end of this year, maybe even pushing 50. Absolutely crazy. Although some of those will start be filling up for 2024 as well. So again, you definitely want to check out this nice little handy tool. Of course, you got Star Wars 1/6 2022 release schedule by quarter. And of course, Fabio and I discussing that the other day on what's going to be coming out next, and Lael and I as well when we had our show when he was my special guest this past Saturday. But let's go ahead and go to it. What is that 30th figure? And Anthony, we'll go ahead and start off with you on this. This is pretty cool. I'm going to pull this up onto the screen. Now, I actually have seen both of the episodes of this, so we can talk about if you guys want, or we don't have to put in any spoilers with this. I think that this is a really um, good series. I love the chemistry, to be quite honest with you, between to me, what's really nailing it is Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac. Ethan Hawke being a over the top bad guy that's really selling it to me, and Oscar Isaac having the humor that we experienced also even in the Star Wars movies, that is also selling it for me as well. I absolutely love it. But a really good figure here. There's a lot to talk about with this, but just with the figure in general, your overall impressions. I think you had a show earlier today, Anthony. So I don't really know what your thoughts were because I didn't get an opportunity to see it yet. But your thoughts on this announcement?
Yeah, I mean, and this just judging off the figure because I'm not caught up either, and I know the new episode just came out today, so I'm sure probably not a lot of people have quite seen it yet. But the figure itself, I was amazed. It's a phenomenal piece. I predicted 280, came out at 285, so close enough price range. The I really am digging this. Regardless of the show, you know, I've been reading comics my whole life, so I'm very familiar with Moon Knight, and you know, it's a little tricky for me as I've been, you know, as I said previously that, you know, I'm kind of out of MCU in a way. I've really gotten rid of most of my figures. I keep some comic versions, you know, of course, but I feel like he can fit in a comic environment for me. Like I can have him and be like, okay, this Moon Knight, it's still Moon Knight, and probably because he's fully clothed, you know, he's masked up, you know, there's nothing, there's no head sculpt, which is fine because this is, I mean, he's an amazing looking piece. The base looks awesome with the crescent moon in the back propped up, wired cape, LED lights for the eyes. You know, this would be a great time to pick up like a soap reactor to have them plugged in at all times because you can hide the wire. You know, keep them plugged into the wall. Just turn them on with the, you know, smart plug. This is another thing that Hot Toys is just really knocking it out of the park with on this. This thing looks phenomenal. It really does. I'm not just saying that. Like I'm a fan. I'm a fan of how it looks. The suit itself is just menacing, being all white. Just it pops. Again, the cape, everything about it looks really cool. He doesn't need much. He just has his crescent moons, you know, his weapons, and that's a wrap. But I mean, that's a nice looking figure, man. That is a nice looking figure.
It is super hot. I'll be honest with you. It's spotchka spilling, baby. It's coffee spilling because this is the first time, and I agree with you, Anthony, brother cousins going to you and a lot of times people are getting used to the Dark Jedi. You know, these announcements come out. I take a glance at a couple of pictures during the day. I'm like, okay, this is what I think. Let's look at the rest of the pictures later. Let's get my live and raw view. This is pretty sick, especially if you're just coming in and don't really know what this character is or didn't see the show. You'd be like, oh, this is pretty wicked looking. Kind of like when you look at Darth Revan, right? Kind of like when you look at Darth Malgus, when you look at something to that effect, you're kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. You look at it as a kid and like, oh yeah, that's badass, man. I want that. Like, I mean, you could look at that shot right there. Pretty nice. I am digging it. Your thought on this?
I am all in on this. All in on this figure. I was so glad that we got I know we got a sneak peek of this last week. And they were very sparingly with the pictures that they showed. I love that they actually did an official announcement, and this thing looks great. I love what I'm seeing. I love the details. I love the base. I love the weapons. And I know Aries, backstage, we talked about this the other day about would we get an Oscar Isaac head sculpt? Obviously probably not with this version, with the price point being 285. Because you get a lot. He doesn't have many accessories, but you're getting a great costume, you're getting LED function, you're getting that great base back there with the crescent moon. Yeah, so that's like the standard for Hot Toys right now. About 275, 285. So you're getting a lot. you're getting a lot when you look at it from that point. But I am interested to see, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but we do get a hint. At episode 2, we do get a slightly different version of this costume for a few minutes, and I know that's kind of a big costume in the comics. So I wonder, are we going to get that version as well at some point? Because that one's also pretty interesting. Or at least maybe a 2-pack or something like that. When you see that, when you guys see the episode, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, yep, yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a clear difference. And one of the things I want to talk about, as much as we're all seeming like we're spilling our coffee on this one, Hot Toys continues to nail it out of the park. And really, from a lot of the comments that I saw, people really like this figure. But there is a vast array of comments of people that are like, but where's the Oscar Isaac head sculpt? And I think there could be two questions to this. Because as much as we're praising them for being innovative, they're hitting this out of the park. It almost seems obvious to me that, okay, we're going to be having to buy a second figure because that one's going to be the one that comes with the Oscar Isaac head sculpt. It's kind of like you get a Boba Fett, then you get this one, you get that head sculpt with that. You don't get that because really, when you watch the first 2 episodes, and not to give it away, it's not like we talk about Boba Fett and seeing Tamora Morrison, or not seeing Tamora Morrison in the heads in the helmet, or the Mandalorian in the helmet and not the helmet. Put it to you this way: it's like the direct opposite from the Mandalorian. When you watch this show, there is a lot of Oscar Isaac in this show. Okay, where there's not a lot of Pedro Pascal in the Mandalorian. There's him with the voice, but there's not. And you have to wonder, how much is enough? Or, okay, I got to buy this figure, but I got to find this figure. Is it possible that they could have found a way? We're talking about innovation, to figure out a way to put in a head sculpt with this. Certainly we're getting a Bo-Katan with a head sculpt, aren't we? Certainly we're getting a Fennec Shand with a head sculpt. Yeah. And I'm not saying if I agree or I don't agree. I'm just playing a devil's advocate and bringing it up. Did they really just pull an Axe Wove job on us here? Saying, oh, no, you're going to get this, and then for another $285, you're going to get another version where you have his head sculpt. What do you think? Go, Jay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Are they going to go deep with this line? And the show is still very young. We're in episode 2. I think it's only 6 or 7 episodes in this season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for this show. I think it really depends on the popularity of the show. I mean, I think this is a character that's going to be around in the MCU. So I do think this character has legs, and eventually we will get another version of this character. But they also want to capitalize on this design right here. And I know sometimes, like we've said before, some of this stuff has been plotted out months, years in advance. They could have had this design ready and go before they even had Oscar Isaacs attached to the show. We don't know. We don't know when they were given the property. So that could be a thing too. They are, because at the end of the day, like, oh, here's the costume, here's the design, this is what we're going with, and then Hot Toys takes it and runs with it, and then then we got Oscar Isaac. Oh wow. So that's probably why we don't see a head sculpt. But I would like Hot Toys to start doing things like accessory packs, because how much would it cost to include Oscar Isaac head sculpt? Because you got third-party companies that have come and that will offer an Oscar Isaac head sculpt. And I just look at that as Hot Toys leaving money on the table. Because if they did it official, like, hey, here's a Oscar Isaac head sculpt, we'll throw in a couple of more accessories, we'll give an accessory pack, and we'll charge, I don't know, $100 for it.
How many times have video games come out and then you're able to get the this season of it and pay an extra certain amount to be able to get that accessory pack? Or
there you go.
Be able to add something on. And didn't Hot Toys used to do that? Once in a while. They just haven't done it recently.
I think they did. I can't remember if they did.
Well, they're giving you a Grogu accessory pack. Like we need that.
Right.
Right. Which I am going to get that. But no, this is very interesting because, and I think it's because, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, Anthony. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I really think you're actually, especially with what I've seen in the first 2 episodes, which, by the way, I think that the dynamic between Oscar Isaac and the bad guy there is just absolutely phenomenal. Arthur Harrow, played by Ethan Hawke. And I hope we get that Ethan Hawke figure. But I think they're going to have to give us. They're still going to give us another version of this. Kind of like how you got your what was that? Your oh God, now the name's escaping me. The from the Marvel series, the one Wanda Vision. You got the white Vision and you got the regular Vision. I was trying to get the name Vision. Maybe you're going to get 2 figures of this. I just find it interesting that when you have such a prominent star in the show, Anthony, you don't get the head sculpt.
It's a little interesting but the show's not over yet. So it could be, like what was Jay was saying as well with the, there is another outfit. They could do something like that. They could put out the sculpt. They could wait potentially. Let's just put this in perspective for a minute. So Moon Knight's a new live action character in the MCU. Obviously everything's based from the comics, right? But my point is he's new to the MCU. When his show is over, it stands to reason that now he's been established, he will be in movies as well.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever movie that may be, they can bring him into a movie now because that's what they do. They're introducing these characters for a purpose. So as far as that, maybe we'll get another Moon Knight in a couple years or so is from a movie and they throw in a sculpt. Why they didn't do it right away? I don't know. It could very well been, like you said, that they have to plan these things ahead of time. Like Hot Toys knows what they're putting out before we even know what the show is.
Right.
I don't know how far back that goes, but they certainly have an idea. They're shown, set photos, things like that, so they can make comparisons to make it as accurate as possible. They don't get that when episode 1 airs. You know what I mean? They've had this beforehand. So,
and this is the very beginning. I mean, like you said, the show still has 4 or 5 more episodes. So who knows what else we can get another one of this.
I don't feel like it's an Axe Wolf situation though, just because he's kind of off. He wasn't really around much. Had a couple scenes, and that was a wrap.
Yeah.
People were like, "Well, I would have liked to have but this is a little different." I would feel like maybe he should have one because this is his show. I mean, but
and the other thing
is the outfit.
Let's stay with you with this, because I agree. The other thing that's interesting, and I think it's great because we're spilling our coffee over this. We're spilling our coffee over the KX Enforcer droid again, which doesn't have a head sculpt. But the thing that Hot Toys normally we're so jonesed about, normally we're so coffee spilling about, normally we can't wait and we're anticipating is how is the head sculpt going to be? What is the community's reaction to the head sculpt's going to be? What's the final prototype photos? You don't really worry too much about it when it comes to Troopers, when it comes to some of these other figures. But it's almost like, oh, we're going to get a Moon Knight. We're going to get a Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac's in it. Oscar Isaac's in it. Oh, my God. Oh, wow, this figure's incredible. But where's the thing that Hot Toys is known for? The thing we were just talking about. Where's the damn head sculpt? It's interesting because that's what they're known for. It's kind of like you're known for your bread and butter. You leave some of the butter off, though.
Well, from what I can tell here, and I did read the description earlier today when it went up on Sideshow, but I don't recall. But I feel like the hood is not fabric.
I feel like that too. I can't tell.
I can't tell.
You almost feel like it's fixed, like it's a complete
Yeah, I do, and I feel like that could be a reason why as well. No head sculpt. Because how are you going to remove that? Now they could have been like, well, we'll do a cloth one, but you know how you know how it is. We have our Jedis, our Siths. The robes. You can play with it, but sometimes it puffs out. It looks kind of. It's really hard to futz with to get it look amazing. Whereas here they're like, you know what? This is sculpted. Here you go. It looks great. You don't have to fuss with it. We did it for you.
Yep.
We're not putting a head sculpt. I mean, it could have been something like that.
What do you think about what's really this is the Darth Maul base, it looks like to me.
Mhm.
And unlike the Darth Maul, they give you that pretty damn cool moon thing there, background, Jay. So I think that that's pretty cool, and it looks like a nice bottom faceplate to that Darth Maul base. I know a lot of people don't like um those type of large bases. I know a lot of people actually hated them with the two past malls. Um, but is that really the price? I mean, and if Anthony's right, Jay, if this is a fixed head sculpt, it's kind of like just fixed. Obviously, you get you get a good number of pairs of hands, you get some moons. Um, is that display base because it's the size of mall just enough for a 285? I mean, we've had prices with light up features like,
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back Vader with a couple of batteries and do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I'm wondering. I'm happy with the price, but I almost when I first looked at it was like, oh, they're probably going to add the head sculpt because it's 285. Then I was like, okay, it's around the price of Bo-Katan, but I don't know if they could fit that in. Maybe if it was 295. I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
I mean, it really depends on. I think because I feel two. Okay, so I feel two ways about it. I feel that at the end of the day, they're looking at it as we're here to sell action figures that look cool. And that's the thing. We're here to action figures that look cool. That's the thing. I think if the Oscar Isaac head sculpt is a good to have, but I think most people would pose this thing with those lit up eyes and with him in his armored version. They'll probably take some pictures with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt and then move on. That's what I'm thinking that they would do. So why spend the money? Once again, it becomes his money. They're out to make money. It's a business. Why spend the money on an actor's likeness? Why spend the money on slowing down the product where we put out a head sculpt, we put all this R&D, and we get Oscar Isaac's likeness, we get the rights to his likeness, we do all this stuff, make sure we work on it and, possibly hear the fanboys bitch about another head sculpt when we can just not give them the head sculpt. We give them a big, prop in the base in the background just to give them something to make up for that cost, sell it at 285 and keep it moving on. And I think that was the easy route for them to go because they know it's a Marvel. Marvel is going to sell. Somebody's going to buy it. Even if the show tanks, somebody's going to buy this just for the aspects of he was in the comics or he just want, they just want, he's cool looking. He's cool. He's like a ninja-fied mummy. He looks cool as hell. So I think they took
That's a good way to put it. He's like a mummy ninja.
Yeah, he's a mummy. Come on, he looks awesome. So I think they put all that thought into it, and then they're like, okay, we don't need to do Oscar Isaac head sculpt. Then, if the show does go, let's say if this show does great and it's on like the level of WandaVision, which I think is going to be, I think a lot of people are going to like this show, and Oscar Isaac gets all this praise and stuff. He is a producer. He's one of the producers for this show as well. Then we're going to probably see them go back and be like, even they may do an update. They may say, hey, here's the updated head with the head sculpt. They may do that because it's such ways away. Or they'll just give us they'll just give us a 2-pack situation. It all depends on the popularity of the series. And I think that it's still kind of early for them to add that. I think they just went with the safe route. We'll just give us the cool thing and we'll walk away because they'll buy it.
Did you say 2-pack? Did you say two? Wait for it. Wait for it.
They call him the Wizard.
A lot of 2-packs on the wish list tonight. The wish lists are coming up. And is it possible that all of you in the chat have conjured up your May 4th week wish lists? Come on, baby. I have got 6 Scale Mafia. I've got Anthony's wish list already bookmarked up. I have got Jay, Brother Cousin's toy reviews, his wish list all booked up. We're doing a part 2 over here. You saw me do it with Fabio from Fab's Figures on Monday. Come on. Don't forget to have your wish list. You can have a whole new wish list. Listen, it's not just 3 wishes, baby. The genie is in here. You've got the Hot Toys wizard. He's going to be watching. Come on. And with 91 in here, did you smash? Did you press that like button? Don't pour your coffee on it. Just hit it. Come on, baby. Come on. No, I think this is a great figure. And honestly, in my view, and it's good to talk about all these different things, certainly a lot of surprises from a lot of people in the chat. And I think the good thing is, while some people were seemingly wondering, where's the Oscar Isaac head sculpt, people actually want it. I think Hot Toys is going to see that, but I probably think that they have that in the works. Let's bring this up onto the screen. And I don't know who has seen already, the first episode, the second episode. I did. And I will tell you that Ethan Hawke is fantastic. And the chemistry between Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke is absolutely unbelievable. And I actually really, really think that probably we are going to get, and I don't think we've seen Arthur Harrow in his complete true form yet, that we're going to get Arthur Harrow from this for sure. The way that they're pumping up this this character here, Jay. I mean, maybe you get only 2 from this series, and maybe you get the woman that's in there as well, and I'm forgetting her name, but I would think we may get something here.
I agree. Totally agree. I think we're gonna get. It seems like they do at least 2 to 3 figures from each of these Disney Plus shows. I mean, with the exception of Hawkeye, which I don't know where those figures are, but yeah, I think we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get at least another Moon Knight and another villain. And Ethan Hawke's villain. Yeah, absolutely.
Anthony, what do you think?
It's possible. It's possible. It's definitely possible. I mean, 2 minimum. I would say 2 minimum is kind of like their go-to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Though, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
You know, I figured we'd get a Hawkeye and a Kate Bishop, and that would be a wrap. You know, we have a Falcon, we have a Winter Soldier, we got a Wanda, we got a Vision. As far as Star Wars goes, even then, I don't understand. I still don't know what's going on with Boba Fett. We got the Fennec Shan and I guess the Enforcer droid. I don't know if that's going to be a wrap. You know, again, we've talked about it, forever that there's, they're so behind. So I'm thinking like a 2 minimum. A 2 minimum seems to be what they're doing. And even maybe a 2, I don't want to say 2 maximum, but, it could be at the rate we're looking at. It's like we're getting 2 figures per show almost lately, unless it's the Mandalorian. So I could see it. I could see them having, just hero and villain, and then that's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Possibly another version of him too. Possibly. It just really depends. They may do a sculpt version, or like I said, they may wait until he's in a movie, or you never know with Hot Toys. You know what I mean? Hell, they could have one for this, and they'll just show it. No, they wouldn't, because they already put the price up. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, listen, everybody. Who's ready to talk some Star Wars? Who's ready to talk some Star Wars Hot Toys? I know you've been waiting for it. I know you've been longing for it. It's the time right now, and it's time to fill up table 77.
This is where the fun begins.
Do you got your wish list ready? Here's an interesting thing, and I know that this is just about on everybody's wish list. So I'm going to put this up first because there's one topic before we get into the wish list. Definitely in the chat, get your wish list ready. I will go through the chats. You will participate with Brother Cousins. You will participate with Scale Mafia. You will participate with the Dark Jedi. Who knows? Maybe the Hot Toys Wizard is going to interrupt or even take over the program. You have to wonder. Either way, get your wish list ready. There's no wrong answer. You could put in whatever you want. You could put in a full-scale version of the Death Star, even though that would be impossible because that would be bigger than, be the size of our own moon. But hey, if that's what your wish list is from Hot Toys, go ahead and put it in. Here's an interesting thing, guys. Let's talk about this figure before we get into the wish list. I have a couple of here. Is this imminent? Is this already confirmed? Because, Bespin, this was, and Jay, let me go to you with this first. this was confirmed a couple of I'm not confirmed, shown at a couple of different toy fairs, right? This particular figure. And you would think, boy, they're really thinking about this. They're thinking about it. They want to put it out right. They're trying to get you into trying to make you jam it down your throat that this is coming.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
And real interesting, Jay, when you go to StarWars.com, okay, you know, and they have a picture of this up. And, you know, normally if anything goes up on StarWars.com, whether it's on their blogger spot or anywhere that's hosted by StarWars.com, they pretty much Star Wars is signing off that this is legit, especially if you're using our stuff. Anybody who knows anything about Star Wars and their copyright stuff and what Disney does knows that they're pretty tough sticklers on stuff like that. I don't know. Does this really mean, you know, they got the picture up on StarWars.com that is just really a matter of time before, I mean, this is a thing of beauty. I mean, I'd love it for it to be even improved than it might be at this point. But man, is that a telltale sign? Does that mean anything, Jay?
I think so. It's only a matter of time before they release this. They have the parts. I recently, everybody knows, on my show, Good Morning Grails. Shameless plug.
Go ahead, plug it up, baby. Plug it up.
I recently acquired the 2-pack of this, DX07. And I love it. I still love it. Love this. But yeah, it definitely, I'm not going to say it definitely needs an update, but it wouldn't be nice to have an update because right now it's out of reach financially for a lot of collectors, and even with me, it was a pricey piece. It was still a very pricey piece, but it would be interesting for them to go back to this, because it's aged well, but then some aspects of the costume has not aged, like some of the buckles and belts and stuff. Some of the glue has become unglued over the years and stuff like that. So it would be nice to get an updated version of it, especially with that head sculpt. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't this the same head sculpt? It looks like this is the same head sculpt that they're using with the with the other one, with the one in the orange outfit, the snow speeder Luke. It looks like the same head sculpt, modified just a little bit. I think the hair is a little different on this one, but it looks kind of the same. So all the parts and the pieces are there. It wouldn't take anything for them to just turn on the presses and get this baby rolled out. So I really think we're going to see this. We're going to.
So you have to wonder, is the choice drink here in Cloud City Spotchka or Coke 45? Do you really have to wonder? Now look, you can spill all the coffee you want, but don't you dare spill a drop of that Coke 45, baby. And hey, is Aries going to be telling you about all these brand new Hot Toys Star Wars OT figures coming in 2022? I would say, I don't know. Chewbacca, calm down. Tell Leia I'll be there in a second. That's right. It is the Hot Toys Wizard morphed into Lando Calrissian, aka Brother Cousins the Space Pimp. And remember, you're watching 6 Scale Cantina.
Hey, tell Leia I'll be there in a second.
I don't know what they got going on, but it's something.
Oh my goodness gracious! I had to do that again. Look, I mean that deserved a A triple encore, my friend. Right in the middle of us talking about the Bespin Luke. And that must be its time. It must be the time for the wish list. I think that that's where we're at on this show. Come on, baby. We got to go ahead. Let's get our wish list together. And look, there's no wrong answer on this. We don't have to be practical. We don't have to do this. Although, what Hot Toys, who the hell knows? Maybe they would make a Death Star. Who the heck knows when it comes to them? They do all kinds of crazy stuff right now. But, staying with that Bespin Han, because I know that was one of your picks, Jay. Wasn't that one of your picks?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, someone in the chat said I wouldn't hold my breath. Well, I'll hold my breath for you, baby. Watch me. I've been holding it. I'm going to hold it until they put it out, brother. I'm going to hold it until they put it out. Man, that would be epic. That would be epic. This is what a Jay's wishes. One of Jay's wishes here. Anthony, is a great wish. Certainly, we're going to be putting a lot of wishes out there. And honestly, it's almost a shame that this is a wish one, because this is like one of the so many lines have this out, including Hot Toys, the DX07. But man, this would be they wouldn't have to put anything else out May 4th, Anthony, the whole week. If they just gave us this, it would be money.
Oh yeah, dude. Because I don't have DX07, and I'm glad for those who do. And I know, as Jay mentioned, he recently acquired his. But as you also mentioned, it's dated, and I know they're not going to reissue it. Okay, this is different, right? We're not going to get a 2-pack damaged version. We're not going to get the cool Luke and Darth Vader helmet accessory. Probably won't get the whole hanging diorama. If anything, we'll get what we're seeing right here. I'd still be happy with it. I would still be happy with it.
I hate to interrupt Anthony, but I just had an idea. What if we did get another 2-pack of this, but instead of 2 Luke figures, 1 battle damaged, 1 this version? What if we get a clean, and this would be kind of crazy. What if we got a clean version of this figure of Bespin Luke with some with a swap out head sculpt that's battle damaged, a little blood on it, and the second figure, Darth Vader?
Well, I think that would piss a lot of people.
You're back on a 2-pack, baby.
That 2-pack would plummet in price. The original, of course.
Yeah. That would piss people off, but you're not getting the big diorama piece. You're not getting the Cloud antenna. You're not getting all that. So it's still DX07 is still that it's not a reissue.
I could see that.
So it still keeps its value, but you get you get Vader with that, so you can recreate that I'm your father scene.
Well, listen, baby,
that would be awesome.
This is on my wish list. It's on Jay's wish list. It's on so many of your wish lists. Keep your wish list coming in. There's no wrong answer. I'm going to try to get through all of them in the chat. If I miss some, just go ahead and retype it in. What's your wish list for May 4th week? What is it, as you hit the like button, that you want Howard Chan and JC Hogg and the whole Hot Toys group to look at here, that you would want? Or actually, maybe you're actually just putting this out to the Hot Toys Wizard. Hot Toys Wizard, he or she does have some magic, it appears. Come on. Wayne Timothy's wish list is, he just put 1. Wat Tomber. Yeah, well, it shows you about Star Wars, right, guys? People putting in, when they feel like free, hey, I could put this in, and, where it's like I said, it's all welcome in here. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Star Wars and stuff like this, all these characters are so cool. Going in with some other ones before we get to Anthony's first one that he put in here, going down on the chat. Kevin's Collectibles in the house. Yavin's Celebration Luke. Leia and Han. Yeah, that would be dope. And you would think conventional wise, right, Anthony? Oh, that would be something that would be the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. 2027, 2028, but you never know. Hot Toys could be like, yeah, let's reuse the molds then and let's do it now.
That would be good. People would buy them.
Oh, hell
People
yeah.
would buy them. I mean, it's any kind of variation of original trilogy in any capacity would be selling. It would just sell. It would just sell. I mean, yeah, Yavin Celebration, yeah, okay, it's a one-time thing, but so are most of the outfits. You know what I mean? Most of the stuff in the shows, you're like, oh, that was from Empire. Oh, I remember when, he was in the snowspeeder, and which we're getting, right? That scene wasn't very long. We're getting a snowspeeder Luke. So any kind of variations in OT for figures that are already, for pre-existing figures would definitely sell. Definitely sell. I just, I would love to see other things too, but
it almost feels like if Star Wars came out, Anthony, with a poopy emoji and put the label Star Wars on it, people would buy it. I'm just being honest. I mean,
nowadays,
and I think that Disney and Star Wars know that, right? Beskar Kid puts in guys Padme, Qi'ra, Jar Jar Binks,
Yes.
little Anakin 2-pack, Dark
Yes.
Side Ray, Light Side Ben. Let's go with one of these. He talks about Jar Jar Binks. I would lose my shit, baby, if they decided to do this on May 4th week. You want to talk about all the different channels. I know you'll have something quite a lot about this, Anthony. You'll have quite a lot about this, brother, cousins. If they decide to do this, and I'm telling you, it's kind of like that Colt 45. You just can't resist it. You got to crack the can open, baby. You got to drink that sucker. I tell you what, man, this would be great. And I think if they're going to start getting into some aliens, like I was talking about with Fabio this past Monday. And again, if you didn't see the first wish list, go back, check out that episode with Fabio from Fab's Figures and myself this past Monday. And also don't forget, because I know he's in here, don't forget to subscribe to the man who's got the biggest collection that I've seen so far in 6 scale. It is Fabio World, Fab's Figures. Come on, baby. Come on. He's so close to 1,000. But anyway, Jay, I love this freaking Jar Jar. Beskar Kid's right on.
I'm telling you, that 2-pack would probably break the internet. As crazy as a lot of hate Jar Jar got, back all these years ago, I think somehow he's got somewhat of a fan base now.
Yeah.
So, and think about it, him, he would be toyetic. It'll be cool. He would be a cool Hot Toys figure to see, like his little tattered clothes. You do with some posable ears, his eyes. He would be actually a very cool figure. So I would definitely say that. And a little Annie. Come on. Yeah. Throw in a couple of those little worker droids or something in there. Come on. There you there's sound. Yeah. I think people will be all for that.
Oh, they would be all for it. It would be absolutely unbelievable. Guys, from the collector number 1, great supporter to the channel. I wish for Obi-Wan Clone Wars Battle 1 and Battle 2, battle droids. I tell you right now, with the upcoming Obi-Wan series, and how well these damn clone figures are selling. Ahsoka's number 1, Rex is number 2, KX Enforcer droids number 3. That's a Mandalorian. Go in there. That's even when you plug in Marvel. I just think that Obi-Wan figure, they must be holding it for the right moment with this release of the Obi-Wan series, or are they planning this for May 4th? What do you guys think? I mean, that may be a May 4th announcement for the collector number 1. That may be logical to them.
Possibly.
So. Yeah.
I mean, droids, it's tough. They teased it. I don't know why. They teased all of that, actually. So, I mean, they teased the Obi-Wan Clone Wars. They teased the battle droids. I never know. You never know. I mean, Jar Jar would sell, though, for sure. Look, it's funny, but it's also very iconic to episode 1 that I would buy him. I would absolutely buy him to put in the collection. I would really like an episode 1 Padawan Obi-Wan, but to go with my Qui-Gon. It's like I feel like Qui-Gon's kind of by himself. When you compare them, I suppose, with Phantom Menace Mall,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's it's unfortunate because all these new shows that we're getting are making them do all this new stuff, right? So imagine if these shows weren't out, it'd be kind of a bummer, right? We'd be missing out on some cool shows, but they probably would have already done stuff like this.
Yeah.
And they can't because they're doing all the new stuff and Marvel and
If we didn't get the new shows though, you're probably right. But the way Star Wars was, if that Last Jedi, if they needed the new shows, otherwise people weren't buying anything.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Valiant Archer, my wish list, Anthony, PT and OT reissues 2.0s. Well, listen, I think 2.0s are Star Wars continues to be hot like they freaking are, and they don't even have a movie out yet, and they are blowing it out. You're probably going to get your wish come true through the years, at least announcement wise. So yeah, that's really, really good there. Mark with his wish list, keep them coming in here. Jabba's prisoners. Ola Leia, a Leia 2-pack. I would love that, guys. Leia 2-pack, come on. And I'd love like a Max Rebo band, something like that. No wrong answers in here. What a wish list. You wonder, maybe they will. Mark, you have to wonder, is this what they call you?
They call him the Wizard.
Anthony, we are going to get to one of yours on your wish list, my friend. I'm going to pull this up onto the screen and make sure I have it nice and blown up there. Here's one on the Mafia's wish list for May 4th. Speak to me, baby.
Ooh.
Darth Talon. I mean, listen, look, my wish list is Legends, and dude, come on now, tell me if this right here was a figure released, and then people who don't even know who Darth Talon is would be like, I'm in.
It doesn't matter who she is.
I'm in.
I'll admit I don't know who this is, but I'm kind of in love right now. Kind of in love right now.
100% in. Whether or not it's gonna happen, what I don't understand is why the hell she's not canon. I love Thrawn. They brought Thrawn in as canon.
There's a rumor on that, but here, Anthony, wait a minute. We already have 3 that would buy it. You, brother, cousins, and me. That's 3. Fabio was watching, would buy 3, so that's 6. You got Mark McHaley says, I say yes, 7. Community Arcade, yes. That's 8. OG fan with Star Wars was just Star Wars. That's 9. Come on. Even Hold My Balls is in the house. And he says she looks fire. There's 10. Howard, are you watching, baby? Come on. I'll be honest with you, brother cousins. I don't know how the hell you see this. It has the Star Wars label. I was talking about like if they put a poop emoji up. With Star Wars on it from Hot Toys, you'd buy it. They put this up, it's an instant buy. How do you not get this female Sith?
Seriously, this is like I said, this is the first time I've seen this character, and she's awesome. I want to know more about her. She just visually, just wow. And yeah, this would be a figure, and I mean, all the fanboys out here would go gaga over this. This needs to happen.
Well, now there is rumors, and maybe we're going to hear about it at this celebration, that Favreau and Filoni are actually working on with George Lucas to bring Darth Talon in here. They may be using a different type of changing the name slightly, but this was a vision that George Lucas had, was to actually bring Darth Talon with Darth Maul as the baddies for the sequels that he envisioned, which also in the sequels, he had Boba Fett in there and some other things. He had a completely different vision than what we saw. But apparently, they're working on a Sith or a kind of a dark Jedi, if you will, type of Twi'lek that's going to, go against Ahsoka a little bit. and they're using this design, this type of thing, dude, I would lose it, baby, if they could pull it off. And Mandalorian Huntress is in the house. Good day to you, Ashley Chase, and good to have Mandalorian Huntress in here. Collector number 1 is also 100% in. And also in here, Darth Talon would have been in Lucas's sequels. No, that's documented, baby. She absolutely would have been. And I think they're going to find a way. You know, they've been meeting with him a lot. I can absolutely see this. Mandalorian Huntress says, I really want to do a Darth Talon cosplay. Come on, man. Come on, baby. You could do that. That would be awesome. Forget Padme. Give me this, Anthony. That's what CT603
damn right, man.
It probably would sell, honestly. I know we all can't wait for the Padme. It probably sell just as good. I mean, this would sell hot. Yeah. This would absolutely sell hot. Brother Cousins, let's go to another one on your list. Yes. And I will bring this up. Everybody in the chat, what is on your wish list for May 4th? There's no wrong answer. If you want to say Babu Frick, put it up, baby. If you want to say
life-size Babu Frick.
Yeah, man. Oh, I love a life-size Babu Frick. You want to say Watto from the prequels? Put it up, baby. Put up Watto. Come on. You want to put up Viceroy Gunray? Put it up, baby. There's no wrong answer. Come on. Let me know what your wish list is. Let's go to one of Jay's brother cousins here, and I got to get to it. I have this bookmarked, if you believe it or not, brother cousins. And here's one for you. Oh, come on. He had to put this up. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. As soon as you see that, I start singing the song.
Yep.
Because, all right, go ahead. Talk to your brother cousins about this wish.
When you know me, I love my 2-packs. You know, I love the good 2-pack. So my thing is this. How do you not make a 2-pack of this pair? You know, we've talked about this several times. If they do it, they would do it die cast, and if they did it die cast, it'll be very expensive. Especially C-3PO, that's like an Iron Man figure. And then you throw R2-D2 in there. I'm sure he'll have a die cast dome, like I think one of the versions did. So you're looking at probably about a $600-700 2-pack. I'll say this: Even if you did plastic, even if it was all plastic, we would be happy. With some piece of die cast, we would be happy. We need this. We need this. That's it.
Clap along if you feel that there's happiness in the room. Yeah, I would be so freaking happy with this. Listen, we're going to go to about 9:10. We're going to end a few minutes early so you could all get to my man Lael, the 1/6 scale man, has Say What coming on up here at 9:15. But right now, up till then, or a few minutes before, what's your wish list, baby? Give me your wish list. This is brother cousins. Anthony, this was something I was talking to with Fabio about. And we both were thinking the same thing, Fabio and I, on Monday. It has been confirmed that Bail Organa is in the Obi-Wan series. You already saw a young Luke. You're probably going to see a young Leia. You know what else has been confirmed? That R2-D2 and C-3PO are supposed to make their first live action appearance in the Obi-Wan series, their first time on television. If they do that, or that's actually a rumor, but that one's a strong rumor that they're both going to be in there. And I really, with the droids left with Bail Organa, you're going to see Bail Organa there. He's going to have Leia. You know you're going to see these two. And really, I was saying for a while, boy, I don't want to see this figure unless it's an OT figure. But with the Obi-Wan series being almost like episode 4 of, like the prequels, are kind of like being another Rogue One. You have Hayden Christensen. You got freaking Ewan McGregor. I'm like, good. Dude, if you want to give me a 2-pack there with I almost feel like if they show up, it's going to be a mind-stopping moment in the Obi-Wan series. Are you fracking kidding me? Probably a pauses for a moment. I think Hot Toys has got to put 2-pack out if this happens. How do you not?
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, we've already gotten like what, 2 or 3 R2D2s from Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Right? Is it 2? We got the Deluxe, we got the Force Awakens. Am I missing one?
I think it's 2. I
think
you're
it's
right.
2, maybe.
You got 2 R2s.
Mhm.
You got
2
Force
R2s.
Awakens, which is okay. You got the original, the OT one, which is awesome.
The Deluxe.
Yeah,
sick.
you don't got no C-3PO.
No, and that's the thing. They've shown off 2 prototypes of C-3PO, right? Not once, but twice. So I agree with Jay. It blows my mind that we don't have one. This is a 2-pack. If they put out a 2-pack of this right now, they put it at like, I know it sounds wild, but probably around 500. Being die cast, or mostly die cast. Look, they've already got R2. It's not hard for them to redo them. So this would be a great little, this is good for anybody who's not even like super into Star Wars. Like, you could buy this as a gift for somebody. They could put it in their office.
Yeah, they'd be like, holy frack, that's freaking cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
like,
not like into Hot Toys or things
yeah.
like that, right? Just a nice, this is like a perfect package, and I don't understand why they haven't done it. I really don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I could give this to anyone and they'd be like, thank you. Honestly.
Yeah, it'd be really neat. It'd just be a real neat to, display that, like I said, to put in their office, wherever, just really cool. Plus, we need it as collectors. So I'm like, because R2's fetching a price, and that Deluxe is pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. I mean, Mario has it, El Professoro, and he had all the things plugged in. It's all sticking out of him, 'cause he's got the Deluxe, and it looks really cool. And granted, we may not get that, but even just like a base R2 would be amazing with 3PO. I don't know what's stopping them. It's not like they have to work on head sculpts.
Right.
Well, let's get to another one in here.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
Well, I want to watch it. I want to watch it as we're counting down. Look, this is one of brother cousins, and I'm going to pull this up, and it's also brother cousins, someone else in the chat. Before we get into that, Ashley Chase puts the $7.99 Bob. Ashley, thank you so much, my man. I'm getting my BD85 wish list ready. Come true. Come on. Get your birthday 85 wish list ready. Tell us in there, Ashley, what you want. Tell us all within the chat. Participate in here. I'll put it up on the screen. What do you want for May 4th? It doesn't matter how obscene it is, how obscure it is. If you want the damn Death Star full scale, put it in there, baby. What is it that you want? If you want a hair off of Han's head, if that's what you'll settle for, Bespin Han head, let me know, baby. Thank you so much there, Ashley. And Joe DiNapoli, this is one of his too, Jay.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Bespin Han for you.
We need this. We need this so bad. And it's like, it wouldn't really take much. I mean, even if you take if you take the original Han, New Hope Han, and just change the clothes, put the yellow down the pant stripe, give him that navy blue jacket. Done. Throw him in the box. Done. That's all we want. That's all we want. I'm not even asking for a new head sculpt. I'm not. I'm just. This is almost a kit bash for Hot Toys.
Oh, I'm telling you. And listen, with 93 in here, baby, smash the like button. We got about 10 minutes more to go before we sign off and go to the 1/6 scale man on his Say What coming up here at 9:15. But right now, let us know your wish list. Yeah, I mean, dude, and then putting these up from Joe P, Young Lando, Padawan Obi-Wan, Darth Sidious, Sith Rhodes, Queen Amidala, from the Phantom Menace. Anthony, I'll go to you with this one. We were talking about it with Fabio on freaking Monday. Man, this would be just such a cool figure from Hot Toys, especially if they gave us like the Keira Knightley disguise one and get like some kind of DX. I mean, I think people would this would be one of those releases that you would be like, nah, they're not going to put it out. No, it's not going to happen. Is always the thing. And then all of a sudden they put this out. You're kind of like, what the frack? It's almost like an attention getter. I think this would get a lot of attention, dude.
I'll say one thing about episode 1. The art direction in the wardrobe department. I really enjoyed everything aesthetically of episode 1. Right. This is no exception. So imagine this. Yeah. Can you actually imagine though, if she came out and then came with the chair? I mean,
I'd be holding my balls.
Right? Yeah, I'm serious. Like just this image right here. Imagine if this image was on Hot Toys website, chair and all. Like, I'm just saying, I would buy her. I'd buy her without the chair, because they're so prominent that like I said, that the style of episode 1. I really enjoyed how all the characters looked, and this is no exception. This would be really, really cool to have.
They would.
I would be down.
Absolutely.
I would be down.
Well, speaking of hold my balls, Jay Aries, I know you would love a Senator and Emperor Palpatine 2-pack from Revenge of the Sith. Listen, I think you would love it, hold my balls. And really, at this point, my friend, maybe this is what they call you.
They call him the Wizard.
All right, let's go to some other ones over here. Mandalorian Huntress goes, as you wish, at Brother Cousins and at Scale Mafia. Come on. Let's continue to go on. Beskar Kid, Aries, you never failed to get me hyped for the new potential figures.
This is where the fun begins.
Listen, they're going to blow it out of the park. I believe it, for May 4th week, which I have to wonder. Ooh. 808 Michigan Jedi in the house. He wants Neon Numb, Lobot, Dengar, Bosk. Listen, and even speaking with freaking Lobot, gentlemen, Donald Glover basically confirmed on Jimmy Kimmel. I was talking about this with Lael, who's going to be coming up with his show here in just a little bit, where we're going to go to. He kind of pretty much insinuated he's already going to be working on it now. He's finishing up that other project. If they do that with the Lando series, of course, there's no other choice but Donald Glover. You probably get a Lobot. You're probably going to find out a little bit about Lobot when he meets a Lobot before Cloud City. You're probably going to get him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't. Yeah, I can definitely see it happening.
And 808 also puts up from his wish list, God. And listen, this is on my wish list as well. This is on mine. This is one I haven't put up, well, besides the Bespin Luke. This is one of mine. Come on. Come on, baby. This is another one. If they just do this, guys, if they just do this for May 4th week, I'm fine.
Yeah.
They could do this for like the next 4 months and don't give us any figures, and I'm fine.
What would be cool is on May 4th if they give us this as an announcement and just surprise us and just early release Django. They would kill it. They would kill it. That would be maybe. Look, Hot Toys Howard Chan, you can make that my birthday and Christmas. Seriously. Seriously.
Well, listen, we need an announcement, but we 100% need a release, right?
Yeah.
So if they were to do something like that, I'd be happy. Because what happened last year? Remember last May the 4th, we were like, "Ooh, yeah, they're gonna do a bunch of cool shit," and they didn't do anything. I think they gave us Mando Luke, right? Am I wrong? I think it was Mando Luke.
Yep.
And I think that was a wrap. And how many people watched Sideshow that whole week? Remember that?
Oh, you mean like for which week when did they give us
for
Mando Luke?
May the 4th? So Sideshow
they
did a
didn't.
whole.
They didn't until way after that, which is unfortunate. They gave us shit May 4th week.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what.
It's crazy.
Like, I just don't know. I don't want to
They
get
gave
my
us
hopes up.
Echo, which I don't mean to call them like it was just, it wasn't legacy enough for the holiday of May 4th. You need something like that, like this base, right, Anthony?
Dude, that's a day one. Well, you know what I mean. I'd buy it the day it comes out. I don't pre-order anymore, but you know what I mean. I would 100% get it. Anything from 1 through 6, I'm all in. I really am, because especially the prequels. The prequels are kind of lacking. Like, I think I have everything from the prequels, right? I don't think there's. What do we have? We have a Qui-Gon. We have Obi-Wan. We've got Anakin. We have Dooku. You know, what do we have? I'll just look at them.
But while you're going ahead and putting that up,
not much. Yoda. Not a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, the collector number 1 wants a bantha, like a bantha.
Oh, I'd like a bantha.
Yeah, I'd like one too.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Sean Beam's in the house. What's going on? Dark Chopper wants Red 5 and Wedge 2-pack. Come on. 2 more bottles of Spotchka. Stat to table 77.
This is where the fun begins.
Happy to accommodate my brother. Come on. Riley's Reviews is laughing over here. I'm going to go up with one of mine. One of mine, guys. I'm going to put a bunch of them up in a row while we've got just a few minutes, and then we're going to sign off so that we can go ahead and go to say what. Where is it here? Where is it? Oh, I just want this so bad. I just want it so bad. I just want the Hot Toys version so bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This would fit the bill, baby. Especially, it would be like so damn poetic. You both know what I'm talking about. You remember what happened last year, guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us like figures were like, really? Like, okay. Well, yeah, the Echo's nice. We want the clones, but like really nothing. All of a sudden, Sideshow says, oh, by the way, here on May 4th, let me give you this. They stole all the damn headlines. And really, this is one of those like I don't know, niche characters. It wasn't like a main character from Revenge of the Sith. It kind of was in the first half, but man, this would be like coming full circle. You guys want to talk about answering back? We're talking about Queen. We're talking about this. We're talking about that. What a way to answer here, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it. I don't know if. I don't think we'll get it, but since we're wishing, of course, I would say yes. This would be an awesome addition. It really would. The Hot Toys one, not a fan of. Even after their updates, I mean, you can play around with it a bunch and try to make it okay, but man.
Yeah, Fabio goes, Riley, the gift card I got you for Supercuts finally came in.
That's awesome.
This is where the fun begins.
But he would be cool. He would definitely be if Hot Toys did it, right? If Hot Toys did it, it'd be an amazing figure.
Hot Toys needs to do it. I mean, just to take the bad taste of everybody's mouth from the Sideshow. I mean, I never want to poo-poo on something to lift up something else, but I mean, in this case, I mean, you gotta just, call a spade a spade.
Last one before we sign off. Last one on the wish list because we're getting late. I want this one. Here's another one.
Of course you're gonna want Jimmy Smiths, of course.
Yeah, I didn't put it up, but we have a lot of time till May 4th. I just started this with Fabio from Spam Street. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fabio man. I see him back. He's in here watching. Dude, Fabio doesn't have this in his collection, Jay. He would buy 3 of these for sure.
Of course.
At Jimmy Smith's in the series. Boy,
I mean, I would buy 2 myself. That's a handsome guy, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh when they finally come out with this because you guys know this is gonna happen. This is on my wish list.
Of course.
You can't make fun of me here today because this is one of those where it doesn't have to be practical, right? You just got to come out. I think this is happening, though. I would be real honest with you. I think this is happening. All right, listen. Lail starts here in 5 minutes, so I'm going to give you guys 45 seconds to talk about your channel. So you got to go quick. Quick. Brother Cousins, you're first. What's going on Brother Cousins Toy Reviews? Go, baby.
Brother Cousins Toy Reviews. We got Good Morning Grails. That's the new show. That's going to be on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. and Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m. as well. Check that out. Also, I'm going to be on Say What tonight, so check me out over there in a couple of minutes. Also, tomorrow is Best of the Best. We got a great panel and some great, interesting topics for you. Some stuff that's not exactly Hot Toys topics, but I think will be interesting in the community. And that's it for me.
That was good. That was 35 seconds. Anthony, can you beat that? Go, baby.
Yeah, I can beat it. First of all, thanks for having me on tonight. It was fun hanging out with you and Jay. As always, check out my channel, Scale Mafia. Links probably in the description below. What else we got going on? My live streams are Saturday nights. I do my morning shows throughout the week here and there. Got a new show on Mondays at 9 with Denobi and Robert Meyer Burnett talking Star Trek. We do the posing reviews with Mario on Sunday and a lot of good stuff. Road to 2K. Got a Hellboy giveaway for channel members and Patreons coming up soon by the end of the month. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that was good. That was only play, but you guys did really, really good.
What was the time?
That's awesome. 36 seconds. He beat you by one.
What?
He beat you by 1 second, baby.
Damn it. All right.
And listen, what's going on 6scalecantina.com? Well, listen, I hope you spilled your coffee here today. I hope you enjoyed what you watched. If you did enjoy it, you may want to consider becoming a 6 Scale Cantina Insider, baby. All you got to do is hit that little join button, and it shows you everything that it comes with. If you think you can benefit from it, you may want to consider doing so. Putting this up here on the screen, you can see 6scalecantina.com. If you scroll down to that little pink, that little banner right there on that side, you can get a glimpse of what you would get. You can see right here, Sunday Coffee with Aries is now exclusively a Cantina Insider show. So if you want to go ahead and join the channel, you can go ahead and expect to see Sunday Coffee with Aries, a live show for Cantina Insiders. I've been doing a live show for Insiders on Sundays. So you definitely, and now this is the official one moving there. I'm still going live on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a different show coming on over there. So you can enjoy that. But after that, if you want more, you get Sunday Coffee with Aries. You tune right in as an insider, and you get that as well. And you see a bunch of stuff over here giving you a little bit of an insight as to what you can get. And, of course, I will be live once again this coming Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern with the Market Show. You don't want to miss that this coming Saturday. That's all I got, guys. Let's fill Grogu up for the last time. And I really think that this show was so very
And he get good. Good.
I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.